Spring, Texas, January 1, 2013. A biting wind whipped through the town, tugging at the tattered awnings of St. Agnes Orphanage. In a worn crib inside, a tiny spark of life lay nestled. Abandoned on the doorstep just hours old, her arrival was a whisper in the storm. The nuns took her in, bestowing upon the newborn the name Yvonne, meaning youthful archer, a small wish for resilience in the face of harsh beginnings. As years passed, each sunrise painted the orphanage walls with hues of hope and neglect in equal measure. Yet, through the cracks in her sheltered world, an extraordinary talent began to bloom. Numbers danced in her mind like fireflies, their patterns whispering secrets only she could hear. Music, too, resonated within her, a language she spoke fluently despite never having touched a proper instrument. The old, out-of-tune piano in the orphanage common room became her muse, its tarnished keys singing under her tiny, determined fingers. By the time she turned 6, Yvonne was a prodigy, a whirlwind of equations and concertos trapped within the confines of a worn-down classroom. One day, her world tilted on its axis. In her second-grade class, Mrs. Thompson, a teacher pursuing a master's degree in mathematical theory, worked on a complex math problem on the blackboard. Captivated by the equation, Yvonne, with bright eyes and curiosity, couldn't help but gaze intently at the task at hand. Noticing her focused expression, Mrs. Thompson inquired,
"What's on your mind, Yvonne?"
After a moment of hesitation, Yvonne confidently replied,
"There's an error in your formula."
Amused, Mrs. Thompson chuckled, assuming Yvonne was simply being adorable.
"Oh, Yvonne, you're only 6 years old. How cute,"
she playfully remarked, trying to engage with her in front of the class.
"Care to show us how it's done?"
To the astonishment of everyone, Yvonne stood up from her petite desk, walked across the room to the blackboard, and flawlessly corrected the formula. A hushed silence fell over the class as Yvonne eloquently explained the accurate solution, her tiny hands moving with remarkable clarity across the chalkboard.
"And if we adjust this variable here, it will balance out the equation correctly. This ensures that the Pythagorean theorem holds true, maintaining the fundamental relationship between the sides of a right-angled triangle. By fine-tuning this specific parameter, we not only uphold the mathematical integrity of the theorem but also guarantee the accuracy and consistency of our geometric calculations."
The classroom held its breath. Yvonne's words, woven with numbers and logic, painted a picture of mathematical elegance. Even Mrs. Thompson, seasoned educator that she was, found herself spellbound.
"What just happened? How do you know this?"
"I just have an understanding of it."
"Yvonne, that was extraordinary. Have you been studying advanced math on your own?" Yvonne simply shrugged, a hint of a smile playing on her lips.
"Not really, Mrs. Thompson. I just find it interesting."
But unbeknownst to Yvonne, her brilliance had attracted another audience. In the back of the room sat a distinguished professor studying the learning of orphans versus kids growing up in a stable environment. The professor, visibly excited about her mathematical abilities, approached Yvonne.
"I'm curious, do you like music?"
"I have a deep love for music, especially classical compositions. I can play the piano to some extent."
"There's a piece called Haydn's Surprise Symphony. Have you heard of it?"
"No, the orphanage doesn't have the tools I need to explore deeper studies."
The professor then showed Yvonne a tablet with Haydn's Surprise Symphony, displaying the notes and the entire symphony piece. In a matter of minutes, Yvonne returned and said to the professor,
"Would you like to hear the composition on the piano?"
The professor was stunned.
"Yes, I would enjoy that."
Yvonne walked over to the broken old piano, saying,
"I apologize for the poor sound, this is the only means I have for playing."
Yvonne possesses an exceptional talent for mathematics. Her remarkable ability to effortlessly decipher musical compositions and, within mere minutes, translate them into captivating piano performances is truly extraordinary. Beyond her mastery of mathematical formulas, she not only identifies errors with precision but also exhibits a profound comprehension of advanced mathematical principles. Yvonne is destined to offer the world a distinctive perspective, and her profound knowledge promises to make substantial contributions to the realms of science and mathematics.
The professor, Mrs. Thompson, Mrs. Sullivan, and the entire class, nearly rendered speechless. We've never seen anything like this before. You are a gifted genius. She giggles.